Okay guys, Swiss Moist the Learn Python the Nada Sana. You're welcome to this course, and in this course we are going to cover how you can actually upload and download the files in Django and Vue.js. This is actually Django 4 and Vue.js 3. Right, this is Django REST API as you can see it on backend, and this is Vue.js. Okay, so if it's your first time for you to watch my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's go to the demo guys. So when I click choose here, I can actually upload a file perfectly, and I can actually download a file. That's all in briefly. Expect this at the end of this course. It is going to be one of enjoyable session after doing crude operation in Vue.js. I remember the previous week I also uploaded a video on how you can perform all crude application by using Django and Vue.js 3. Back in the days, a lot of people on my YouTube channel are commenting, we need Vue.js 3, we need Vue.js 3, so get it. Don't forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe. Uno, dos, tres, vamos. So here we start with part number 1, which is building the backend by using Django REST framework, right? So check out below the video description. You will find out a link which will redirect you to my GitHub repo, where you need to actually download the source code which will help you, right? So once you have downloaded the source code, I mean the whole content, the whole branch on my GitHub repo, you will find out a folder with a name resources. So resources consist of CSS, it consists of React.js, Django, there is requirements and upload, right? So one by one, I'll actual guide you on how you can use the provided resources, right? So I choose to store my Django project folder. I open up a folder with the name programs, then after Python. So this is actually the path where I'm going to create our Django project, right? So what you actually need to do is to open CMD. I prefer to install packages within Visual Environment, and that's how you can easily manage package. You can easily manage packages associated with a certain project, right? So here, what I'm actually going to do is to open up CMD, then after change directory up to here, right? What you actually need to do here is you actually need to create visual environment and install packages, right? For my case, I have already created a visual environment with the name vm. Okay, but for your case you'll need this command. But before running this command, make sure that you have already installed the visual environment in your computer. So the command to create a Python visual environment after installing of visual environment is python m vm, then after comes the name of visual environment. After that command, you will have already successfully created a visual environment with the name Motec. As you can see here, there is a project, there is a folder added here. Okay, so that's how you can create a visual environment. It's pretty simple. Okay, because I have already created a visual environment, what I actually need to do here is to make sure I activate my visual environment, then after install packages required for the project. Okay, so the command to activate visual environment is we need to type the name of visual environment. So vm scripts activate, right? So that's is the command is vm. Perfect. So that is a command. As I've told you that I'll actually guide you on how you can use the resources provided on my GitHub account, right? So here what you actually need to do here is to copy this requirement and make sure you put it in the exact root of your VM, the root directory of your VM. Okay, so after that, what you actually need to do here, when you open up requirements, you may find out it consists of necessary packages for you to carry out this project, right? So what you actually need to do is to install all these packages from this txt file, and the command is very simple: pip install ara, then after the name of our packages, okay, .txt. Perfect. After that, you can see requirement already satisfied because I have already installed these packages in my visual environment. But for your case, it will actually need you to install these packages, and they'll be installed. So far, so nice. You are getting there. You know what are the requirement for us to carry out this project. I prefer to use Google Chrome as my browser for web development, and I prefer to use VS Code, right? So make sure you have installed VS Code, make sure you have installed Google Chrome, make sure you have already installed Python, because you cannot do anything in Django or Flask without actual installing Python. Okay, so that's perfect. So the next thing we are going to do here is we are going to create a Django project with the name Django React.js. And actually this is a simple command to create a project in Django. So the command is Django admin, right? So start project, then after the name of project, which is Django underscore admin. Okay, Django admin start project, Django, we need to say Django React.js. This is perfect, right? Okay, when you press enter, you can see there is a folder added in our root folder of Python, and this folder is Django underscore React.js. So what we actually need to do here is to change the directory to this. That's perfect. After creating Django project, what we actually need to do now is to create a Django application, and this is actually a command. Instead of start project, the command is start app. We need to start application, then after the name of our application, which is core. So this is core. That's perfect. We have successfully created a Django project with the name core. After that, what we actually need to do here is to open this project on VS Code. Okay, so that's perfect. So we are done with everything here, so we can safely cross the CMD. Let's cross command. So after, make sure you have installed you have created a Django project, and you have created a Django application. The next thing we are going to do here is to open up setting py file, so as we can add some important settings, right? So what we can actually do is open up this file. We can actually remove everything. Okay, after that, we needed to import OS. So import OS. That's perfect. After that, here we needed to add third-party application all application we have created and we have installed. We have created core, which is our custom Django project. Which is our custom Django application. We have course headers. We have Django REST framework. So let's start it to add one after another. Okay, to make it clear, here we can actually add a comment that these are the third-party application, third-party apps. That's perfect. So the third-party apps, the first app is core. Another application is REST framework. REST framework. Another application is course headers. Okay, what actual course headers does is it allows third-party application to consume the API. It is actually called the resource origin sharing, the sharing of resources. Okay, so these are our third application in this project. So after that, the next thing we need to do here is, let us copy this line. We need to add the course headers on the section of middleware. So it is very simple. So course headers dot middleware dot course middleware. That's perfect. So actually another configuration we actually need to do here, I don't care about the database for the current time. For the time being, we are going to use SQLite, which is default database for Django. Okay, so what we are actually going to add here is media file. The path to store uploaded files, the path to load and the path to save uploaded files. So media root os.path dot join base directory media. So media URL that's perfect. So before we proceed, we needed to start this Django project by using the web Django default development server. Okay, so before we run the Django development server, let's make migration. So the command is python manage py making migrations. After that, we need to migrate. So that's perfect. After migration, let us run Django development server, run server. That's perfect. For added advantage, you can actually install DB browser SQLite, and this will actually help you to view the content of your SQLite database. Okay, so far so good. What we can actually do here, you can see Django is running on port 80,000. So let us copy this and paste it on our Google Chrome browser. That's perfect, and you can actually see this is Django version 4.1. Perfect. So after doing so, the next thing we actually need to do here is to create a model. Okay, a model is actually a database structure or a table structure in our database. Okay, in a short and a clear explanation, we can say a model in Python is a table structure on the database. So let us create our Django model for storing uploaded files. So class files, the name of our table is files, then models dot model, PDF, the name of our column will have only one column with the name PDF. Okay, so here is models. Okay, dot file field, then upload it to, can say store PDFs. That's perfect. We have one column for our table files. Okay, div. Okay, return .pdf. So actually this is a structure of our table. Let us run migration and see how our table looks like on SQLite DB browser. Okay, so let us run migration. So we need to make migration. Okay, after that we need to actually migrate. That's perfect. As I've told you, for added advantage, it would require you to install DB browser, SQLite DB browser. Okay, that can really help you when it comes to database management of data stored on your SQLite 3. So here I've already opened the DB browser for SQLite. Here I can click open, then after go to database. After that, browse to find the path of your SQLite database file. Okay, so this is Django React.js. Then click open. After that, here you can see the list of all tables or models. When you click here, you can see we have ID and a PDF. As I told you that models in Django, it is actually representing the structure of your table on the database. As you can see, this is actually how our table looks like in DB SQLite 3 database. That's really perfect. So after creating a Django model, so it is a time to create Django view. Okay, so let us come up here, and here as you can see we have view. Okay, in short, views are the just Django function which return a response or returns data. So we can actually need to create a view set. Okay, so let's go. So we needed to import can say from dot models, we needed to import files. Okay, from REST framework, we needed to import view sets. Right, then after, I think this is okay, but before we proceed to create a Django view, let us create one file with the name Serializer. Actually, what Serializer does in Django is actually to convert Django model call set into JSON format that can be understood by other third-party application, which are mainly JavaScript or API endpoint API consuming our data in Django. So let us create a file with the name Serializers. Okay, after that, from REST framework, import Serializer. That's perfect. As I've told you, the function of serializers in Django is actually to convert Django model call set into JSON format. Okay, so from dot models, we need to import the model files which we want is data to be serialized. After that, let us create a serializer here. So we can say files serializer. Okay, files serial. So we can say serializers dot model serializer. That's perfect. Okay, we can specify which columns we want our serializer to serialize. The model is files. Fields. So ID PDF. So we actually want to serialize two columns, which is ID and a PDF. And as you can see how our table looks like on DB browser for SQLite, you can see we have two columns. Actually, this is ID is actually a default column in Django model, so we have two columns, which is ID and a PDF. And we actually want to serialize the two columns on model files. So after that, we can get back here on our views and create a view. Okay, so what we actually needed to do here, first of all, let us import files serializer. So we can say from .serializer we want to import files serializer. Perfect. After that, let us create a view which is class files view set dot model view set. That's perfect. So query set is equal to files dot objects dot all. Okay, serializer class is file serializer. This one. So that's perfect. So we have already created a view which will actually, with the help of serializer, to return our model query set into JSON format. After that, let us create URLs file. So click here, then it should be URLs py. Okay, go to your main URLs file. Can actually remove everything from here. Perfect. Let us copy the content and paste them here. Okay, so that's okay. What we actually needed to do here is, let's say, from REST framework dot routers import default router, then from dot view import files view set. That's perfect. Then after, let's say router is equal to default router. Then after, let us register our router. We can say router router dot register. Perfect. Here we can say files. Files. Then here it is files view set. Base name is files. So that's perfect. We have actually registered one view set in our default router of REST framework. So after that, let us change here. You can say API. Then include router.urls. Include. Okay, so here we have path. We need to import include. Okay, that's perfect. Then after, open up, okay, the main URLs file. And after, let us add something here. So here we can say include the core .urls. This is perfect. Okay, here we needed to import include. That's perfect. Okay, after that, we can say from Django.conf import setting, port settings, then from Django .conf .urls .static, import static. Okay, after that, from django.conf.urls, that's perfect. After that, we can do something like this: static, then after settings dot media underscore url document root is equal to setting dot media root. From django.conf.urls, what's wrong? Okay, settings has no decode. Okay, something is not okay here. Okay, from django.urls, okay, okay, forget about this, it's running. Okay, so let us get here on the browser, let us refresh. Okay, API, you can see we have successfully created API for model files. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, show something is wrong. From django.conf port settings, this is okay. I don't know what is happening. From django.conf, let me try something here. Conf import settings. Anyways, as long as it is running correctly, think there's no problem and we are good to go. Okay, okay, so here as you can see on our API we can browse a file and we can post. As you can see, we have successful created or uploaded one file. Okay, and the one I put here, ID1, you can see there is get, there is a delete method. You can actually install Postman if you are good or have interest to use it for testing your API. Okay, here I can test my API on Postman. Okay, so method, you can say get. You can see can get the file. Okay, but also not only that, I can actually post the file. I can say PDF headers. Okay, content type should be matpat/form data, and here on your body you can say this is a file. Okay, so here you can select a file. Perfect. Then after you can post it. No file was submitted. I think there is something wrong. Okay, okay, this is our file. Let's try once again. No file was submitted, so let us try out to use this form. You can say PDF. Okay, I think this is good. Select a file. Okay, the method is post. No file was submitted. Okay, seems something wrong here. Okay, this should not be file, it should be PDF. So when we click submit, you can see we are able to upload a file by using post method on our API using Postman. So that is, so actually this sum up the first part, which is on the back end. Okay, after this we are going to deal with the front end. We are done with API. Now let's go to check out how we can consume API, right? So don't slow down, get coffee, drink some water, get a break, refresh, then you will get back to proceed with the remaining part. So let us do our second part, which is actual to deal with the front end part, right? So here I have provided you with folder for resources. Okay, what I can tell you is that open up this upload, right? All right, so let us copy everything from a file. Then after, so actually this is our view JS. Once you have cloned this uh, once you have downloaded the source code provided on my below the video description, okay, change the directory to this folder, then you will have to run the command npm install so as packages necessary for the project to be installed. In short, the following packages will be installed. Okay, these packages will be installed. So after downloading this folder, run the command npm install. Then after, you will have to run the command npm run save to start of Vue.js development server. I think that's okay for you. So after that, here on Vue, okay, first of all, our web application has router, okay, and when I open up here, you can see there is a root and there is about. Okay, this is root. Okay, when we say something like this, about, you can see this is about page. So this is not what we'll deal with. We'll deal with a single page, which is upload. So open the content in upload, copy everything from there, then after paste them in this component. Okay, inside between the template, paste the source code. Oh, this is perfect. You can see everything is okay. So what actually needed to be done here, as you can see, this is our bootstrap file, okay, offline file. If I remove this, you can see the actual the appearance of our web pages changes. So where do you get this bootstrap file? Go in CSS folder, copy this file, then after paste it inside of, let me show you, source, there is resources, CSS, then bootstrap. So bootstrap is here and it is imported here in main.js. So after that, we have our web page looking very clear. So let us start doing let us start to implement insert, then fetch the information from the backend Django API. Okay, so let us come here. So in a script here, first of all, we need to import the Axios from Axios. Perfect. Then after export default. Okay, export default data return. Okay, return. So this is export default data return. We need to return the following data. Let's say the API URL. Okay, and this is actually our API URL. Let us copy everything from here up to here. Okay, that's perfect. So this is our API URL. So after that, what we actually needed to do here, okay, so export this is data, it ends up here. Okay, so return should be something like this. So this is our URL. All right, so we need the another variable to store our files, which will be fetched from Django backend API. We need the upload status. This is actual for displaying the message once the upload has been successfully done. So upload status. Okay, and there is something download the file. I don't know if we need this. Okay, for the time being, let's say we have the following data. Okay, after that, here we can have mounted. Okay, this is life cycle hook. Okay, console log. You can say DOM mounted. Right, copy this, paste here. This should be created. Okay, we can say DOM created. That's perfect. Let us inspect our page. Okay, console, you can see DOM mounted, DOM created. So in short, created will be executed during the rendering of the page, then after mounted will be executed once the page has already been rendered. So that's okay. So after that, the first thing we actually want to do here is to make sure we are able to save the file to the backend. Okay. Okay, so we actually need something. Methods. This is the section of method. So here we can say save file. So here we are going to save a file. So here we can say console log button clicked, not button clicked, we can say form submitted. Perfect. So here on our form, we need something like this at submit. Okay, dot prevent, then save file. Okay, so when this form will be submitted, we hope to get this message on console, form submitted. So let us try something here. We can refresh. That's perfect. So when I click here, off and quote stack size module function. Okay, what happened when I click here? So let us change the type of button. Let's say the button is submit. Okay. Okay, just remove this. Actual don't need. Here, let's say this is submit. Perfect. Then when we click here, you can see form submitted. So that's perfect. So this is our method which will be used to submit the file in the backend. But we actually need the following. Okay, so here on file, okay, we need something left. Okay, which is file. We also need at change. You can say uploaded file. Okay, we need actually to create this function which will be actual changing the file when user change the file. Okay, this means that when I select this file, its value will be stored here. Okay, when I change from this file to another file, maybe this, we want the on change method to be executed and change the file based on user selection or user changes. Okay, so this is uploaded the file. Okay, and I uploaded the file. Let's come here. Okay, uploaded the file should be somewhere here. So this method ends here. You can say uploaded file. This is the method. as I've told you that it will be changing based on user changes. Okay, here we actual let's say file name. We actually need a variable which is file name, and this variable will be used to store the name of file to be uploaded by a user. Okay, we can say file name. Okay, so this is variable which will be special for storing the name of a file chosen by a user. Okay, so let's get back here on our method. So here we can say this dot file name is equal to this dot lefts dot files dot. Okay, this will be special for taking the file name selected by user and display it and store it in variable named file name. Okay, and here we can actually console log. I don't want to. Let us copy this. So here on mounted, let's say this. Okay, uploaded the file. So let us refresh. So when I click this file, okay, uploaded the file. Cannot read the property of undefined file. Let us choose another file. Okay. It should be something like this. This should be perfect. So when we click here, anyways, I think now it's okay. So let us proceed, guys. So as I've told you that this is actual will be taking the file, then after store it in a variable name the file name. Let us move this. Let's try something here. Console log. Console.log. Okay, this dot file name. On change, let us change the file. Let's put this. Oh, perfect. You can see now we are able to see the file name, which is 22.pdf. So when we change, as I've told you that this function or method will be executed when we change a file. You can see Python book. That's perfect. We're actually getting there. So after getting the file name, okay, and I will take this. No worry. Since we are now able to get the file name user has selected, so the next thing is to take the file name and store it in form data. Okay, so here we'll say form data is equal to new form data. Perfect. Then after form data dot append, this is going to be PDF. This dot file name, as I told you, That file name will be special for storing the name of file we want to upload. After that, let us define headers for our Axios. You can say Axios config. You can say headers content type. Okay, this should be format matpat from data, because we are actually uploading the file. Okay, this is not matpat, it should be something like this, multipat from data. Okay, after that, this is our Axios header. After that, we need actually to say Axios dot post, right? The method is post. Our URL is API plus, okay, files. We path the data, which is from data. Then we path headers, that is configuration, Axios config dot then, because this will return a promise. Okay. Okay, we can say console log dot log response. Okay, after that, here we are the variable called the upload status, so we need to update this variable with a message. Okay, so here we can say this, then a message, file uploaded successful. Okay, after uploading file successful, that's okay. In case of error, let us catch some errors. Here we can say dot catch. Okay, let us copy this. Say file not uploaded successful. Think this is okay. Let us try out to upload a file and see what's happening. Okay, let us delete. Okay, there is only 2 files. Okay, let me delete. Okay, so let us try out to upload a file. So let us choose this file, open. What happens when you click submit? There is error Axios. Okay, yeah, this should be Axios config. Okay, content type, I think this should be okay. Okay, so let us try once again. Here we have this. Okay, let us try once again. Choose a file, say we want this file. What happens when you submit? There is an error. Access config is not defined. We actually forgot to say let several small mistake though costing us. So click submit. API is not defined. What is happening? API is here, right? Okay. I don't know why I'm too fast. This should be this.api. Let's try out to submit. Okay, I think we have successful. You can see created. When you will refresh here, you will see there is a file. Okay, there is a file uploaded is successful, even though I can see an error. Upload status is not a function. So let us see this dot upload status. Okay. uh, I think I'm coding in React.js, and I thought this is hook, React hook. Excuse me, guys. This should be okay, right? Okay, let us refresh here. Browse a file. When I click here, you can see no error, and there are two files uploaded. So that's okay. After uploading a file, let us get a file and display them on table. Then after being able to display uh, after being able to display, we'll deal with how we can actually download the file. Okay, so let us create another function which is get, so as to get the files. So I'll not use too much effort, rather than I'll copy this method, copy it from here, perfect. Then this should be get files. Okay, no form data. We actually don't need this. Perfect. The method should be get. We don't need this. Okay, we also don't need this. Up to here, I think there were a variable of files. Okay, so after getting these files, get files. Okay, here I think there will be response.data, and what we actually need to do here is to say response.data. Okay, here what we can actually do here, we can say console log. Okay, okay, so get files. Okay, so this is perfect. As I told you that uh, created hook will be executed when we are rendering the DOM, so we need to get this. Okay, we need to call this method for actual getting files to be executed during the creating of HTML DOM. Okay, I think everything is okay. So the next thing we are going to do here, so all files, okay, you can see these are the files. So these files are present in here in files. What we actually need to do here is to display them on table, right? And we are going actually to achieve this by using v4 file in files. Okay, here we are going to say can say file.pdf, should be something like this. Okay, when we come here, it's amazing. You can see we are able to display the file's name. This is perfect. So let us handle the download action. So as when user click download, the files should be able to be downloaded. Okay, so here we'll create a method. So here we'll create we're going to create a method of download with Axios, path, the URL, and the title. That's perfect. Axios, the method is get. The method is get. Okay, URL. Okay, okay, URL, then response type, array buffer. Okay, dot then. Okay, so here let's say this force download response, comma title. Here we can say dot catch, error, console log error. Let us create this method. Okay, so this method ends here. Okay, let us create a force download method which will help us actually to force the download of a file. Okay, so it will also take the this should be response, it should take a response. Okay, response and the title, then const URL is equal to window.url object url dot create object URL bracket new blob response dot data. Then after const link is equal to document dot create element, create element, link dot href url, then link dot set attribute. Okay, so here is going to be download, going to pass a title. So this is document dot body dot append child, link dot click. This should be perfect, right? Okay, okay, so don't dot click. Okay, so let's go on our button. Okay, we have this. So where is your button? Our button is actually somewhere here. Okay, so this is our button. Now click, download. Okay, put a bracket. Here, let's say file.pdf. Okay, I think this is okay. Let's try something here. If we can download, oof, you can can't actually download. You know what's the reason? Okay. So let us come here. This is actually not a rocket science. So here, download. Here we can say title. Okay. .pdf. So let's try out to download and define the. Let's open. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, we are done. We're done. We're done. Okay. But what we can actually do here, force download. I think this is okay. We are done with upload and the download. Uh, I wanted it to do something here. Okay. I want to make sure that every file being downloaded has a name. Okay. So I was thinking to do something like this. Okay, file dot id. Then let's try out something here. Okay. So when I click download, oh yes, 60.pdf. When I click here, 7.pdf, that's masterpiece. So let us end up with displaying the message here once a file is successful uploaded. So how do we do this? This is pretty simple. Okay, it's very simple. It's the actual, where is his status? This is actual status. Do you know what to do? You can say v if. Okay, what is this? This is status or something else. Upload is status. Okay, v if upload is status. Okay, then display the upload status. That's perfect. Okay, so what happened? Let me cross everything here. What happened when I click choose a file? When I click here, file uploaded is successful, but here we actually don't see this table being updated. So what you actually need to do here is whenever we are inserting a new file, call this get file method as refreshing. So this is save file. So whenever you save a file, update the table. So let's refresh. Let us delete these files. I don't want too many files. So let us choose a file. Okay, when I click submit, you can see this is perfect, and I can actually download it. I can upload any file I want. Okay, okay, that's perfect. So actually this sum up the end of our today's session on how you can upload and download the files by using Django and the Vue.js. This is Django for and oh, excuse me guys, this is actually not React.js, this is Vue.js. I don't know why I'm too busy. You know, it's new year. Excuse me guys. So this should be Vue.js 3. And I actually needed to update this in your template. Okay, before I give the this template. So here this should be Vue.js 3. Okay, it should be perfect, and I should remove this. So guys, thank you so much, asante sana, muchas gracias, muito obrigado, merci beaucoup, kamza hamida, aita. Don't forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe. This is new year. Happy new year, and I'm actually going to the part just to relax my body and my mind after the amazing coding. Thank you. See you.